Well, hello everybody, welcome back to another edition of the TheAntHill Gaming channel. And in this video, I'm doing another fantasy fight on Fight Night Round 4 between Manny Pacquiao and Julio Cesar Chavez at the welterweight division. So if you want to subscribe to my channel, please subscribe. And until then, enjoy the video.
Scheduled for 12. Teddy, most of the fighters that you train throughout your career are guys that could be described as this, guys that really will bring it and are able to do it throughout the whole fight and go the distance. What's the mental makeup of a guy like that?
Confidence. He's been there before. He's sure that he can do it.
He just missed that shot up top. Blocks that punch. Reaching the halfway mark of this round. Holy cow! Counters with a crushing blow to the head. And a good counter by Chavez. Teddy, little Chavez trivia. He holds the record for the most successful defense of a world title with 27 and the most world title fights with 37. Anything dealing with longevity is going to fall into a category that he's going to dominate.
Yeah, again, his strengths were not in one category where you say, you know, he's just scintillating in speed or scintillating even in power. But there was so many things he did well. He had a great chin. He was a good body puncher. He was very, very reliable.
There's the headshot, but he parries it away. Good scoring counterpunch by Chavez. Ten clicks of the talk. We come to the end of the round. A round that I'm having a tough time trying to think about who won. I can only imagine what the judges are thinking about. Teddy, if there's one thing you look for in a round like that and say, okay, I'm going to give it to this guy over this guy, what is it?
Well, the first thing is, if I'm a judge, I take a little notepad and I make a little mark down, blue or red corner, what he did early. Because sometimes a judge has a tendency to forget what was done early and only go with what went late.
Here we go. Round 2 is underway. A good block. And now they're trading blows.
Keep moving, keep moving.
And Chavez able to get rid of that punch from his opponent. How about a return to sender with the left hand?
Lead him to
Teddy, everybody has the imprint of where they came from. In the case of Julio Cesar Chavez, the son of a railroad worker, and he grew up in an abandoned railroad car among 9 siblings.
Yeah, and that's going to serve him in his pro career because he didn't have much of an amateur background. So facing things, difficult things, making choices will help him become a fighter.
Comes right back at him with a left hand. He got hit. Oh, now the uppercut. Halfway through this round here. His opponent wanted the body. He wouldn't give it to him. Good defense upstairs to stay away from that offensive assault. Good block by Chavez. Nice block by Chavez. Round comes to an end here. Glad you've joined us ringside. Joe Tessitore alongside Teddy Atlas on another night at the fights. We're with you all year long, every step of the way, as is our crew. And the guys just don't get enough credit sitting back there in the production truck, but they make all this happen, Teddy.
Yeah, they do. Of course, Rick, Robbie, Mike, all you guys, Brian, Scott, Russ. We appreciate you doing all the difficult work while we get a chance to sit out here and enjoy the fun part. And by the way, you guys, after we just said that, you guys are picking up the tab tonight.
Lands flush with the 2-punch combo by Chavez. Manny able to block that. That's great stuff. He fires one right back after taking one. Gotta love the work by Manny Pacquiao.
Teddy, it seems that Pacquiao has improved during the years, that he has actually gained a little more boxing skill as his career has developed.
Well, he has. Technically, he has become more solid. He has the same talent, but now he's getting a package around that talent where he can deliver, bring that ability to a better level.
Good block. Coming to the halfway point of this third round. Nice strike after catching one by Julio Cesar Chavez. But gives one. Good work by Julio Cesar Chavez.
Keep working the jab.
Wow, is he defensively sound. Manny Pacquiao's got to deal with a cut on his cheek right now. The good news is it's below the eye, but still it could get nasty as the fight progresses. that hook over, but couldn't turn it into a connect. Last 10 seconds of round number 3. So the round comes to an end. Joe and Teddy here ringside, and we've been enjoying sitting ringside because, Teddy, I know you have some of your fine guests from the Dr. Theodore Atlas Charitable Foundation with us here tonight.
And they're having a great night, and it's great to have them here. The thing that I want to say is thank you to all the people that help us help many. They trust us. They allow us to be the middleman to give out the resources where they're needed. Thank you for mentioning Joe, and thank you to all the people that help us do what we do.
Staying away from those headshots with his defense up top. You know, boxing is a global sport. I think sometimes in North America we lose touch of that, but boxing is such a global sport, and every little region of the country defines its fighters differently, and the fighters are defined by where they come from.
Yeah, it really is. You know, sometimes if a fighter is from maybe a place where there's not many resources, then you're going to get a fighter who's a little cruder, and he's going to have to be more physical because, you know, he doesn't have the apparatuses in the gym where, you know, he can hit a double end ball, or, you know, he can be inclined to be a little bit more technical. And I think that you're influenced by those kind of things, by the lackings of certain benefits in somebody's background or preparation.
Dismisses his opponent's headshots. Scores with the combo to the head. This is just beautiful to watch. Watch how he just links one to the next, Teddy. A beautiful sequence, almost like musical notes being played.
Well, exactly. It's a nice tune because it just follows. One, as you said, follows the other. Nice and smooth.
Chavez blocks that punch. Final 10 seconds. Oh, that's good stuff. Firing right back with one of his own. Good work by Julio Cesar Chavez.
You have to start doubling that jab, okay? Double that jab. That'll put us in a position. Nice work. He can't handle your speed. It's too much for him. You keep it up. You need to cover up more, okay? You're leaving yourself open too much. Cover up.
Good action throughout. We'll see if it keeps up in this round of what has been a very even fight. Good clean shot, returning fire. Well done by Manny Pacquiao. Now this is a very exciting fight. It's been evenly fought, but it just has the feel of a fight that's going to go the distance. It doesn't look like
any one guy is going to take control over the other.
No, when somebody makes up their mind, I am not being knocked out, I am staying, they usually stay. These guys are here for the night.
Nice strike after catching one by Manny Pacquiao.
Back in '93, when he fought Greg Haugen defending the 140-pound title, he had an 82-fight win streak coming into that fight. But Haugen wasn't giving him any respect. He said, Tijuana taxi drivers that my mother could have knocked out made up that win streak.
Well, he gave him respect afterwards, but the truth was that there was a lot of nondescript names. Fighters from Mexico that Haugen didn't know, he didn't recognize. Maybe they weren't real great fighters, but they were tough, steady guys. And Chavez improved with each one of them.
That's great stuff. He fires one right back after taking one. Gotta love the work by Julio Cesar Chavez. Blocks that punch. This is great stuff. I mean, great stuff. Bringing it every which way they are.
Joe, you remember the time you were on a vacation, you saw that perfect sunset?
Oh, yeah.
It was just beautiful. This is beautiful.
Nice work with the jab on the outside. Nothing there on the punch by Chavez. Teddy, you know what I'm so impressed by? Obviously, the pace of this fight is just ridiculous. But how hungry these guys are. How badly each guy wants it.
Joe, this is the kind of fight that it has nothing to do about money. It has everything to do about legacy. How they're going to be remembered.
Last 10 seconds. Takes one, but gives one. Good work by Manny Pacquiao. End of the round is upon us. And if the next round holds up like that, we're going to be in for a real treat.
No, we will be, because both these guys have the philosophy that their best defense is their offense.
Throw punches, okay? Don't walk into him without throwing a punch. This is it. You heard it.
Another round, and if it keeps up with the rest of them, it'll be closely contested and hard to score. Boy, you gotta love being his opponent, right? You come into a fight like this tonight, you're so worried about getting off your punches, landing accurate punches. Well, here it is. Not going to move the head at all. Come and get it.
No, you just have to worry about you don't hurt your hands. You better hope that you wrap them real good, because you're banging that nugget all night long.
Comes right back at him with a left hand. Staying away from those headshots with his defense up top. Excellent counterpunch by Chavez. What a chin. Can you believe the shots this guy's absorbing?
And more importantly, can his opponent believe it? You know what? You want to hit a guy, so you figure that that's a good thing, that's an encouraging thing. This is a case where his opponent might get discouraged just by seeing his guy take those kind of shots.
Teddy, what would you recommend based on what we're seeing here today?
Well, 2 aspirin and then go. Oh, no. Actually, I would say a little counterpunching would be just what the doctor ordered.
That's a better prescription for him. 60 seconds to go in what has been a toe-to-toe war. Oh, what a great round. Halfway through what is one of the best rounds you'll ever see. Just great action.
No, it's unbelievable. I mean, if you love roller coasters, you go to an amusement park. If you want to see left hooks, right hands, every direction, great chins, great endurance, great heart, you come to this fight. You stay right here.
Chavez is just being smart on the outside. Here on our fight night. Always a good time to come here to this venue. Take great fans. I mean, wherever we go on our fight night tour, we have great fans.
Yeah, passionate fans, fans that know the fighters and care about the sport.
Listen, he's done. He's done. I want you to double up on that jab and finish off with a hook, okay?
And we are underway with the second half of this fight. There's a taste of the sweet science. You see the skill he has in counterpunching.
And you know what he's doing? He's taking his opponent's jab away.
There's the headshot, but he parries it away. That is a big right hand after eating one himself. Nice block by Chavez. Able to dismiss it. Manny Pacquiao's box is not going to the body at all. He'd be so well served to do it, though, Teddy.
Yeah, but his opponent doesn't want him to. So, you know, he doesn't want to go against what his opponent doesn't want him to do. Because his opponent would love him to keep throwing to the head because, you know, he can see those coming. He can move and avoid them. Body shots, you know, your head moves, but your body doesn't.
How about a return to sender with the left hand? Oh, he took some damage, but he gave some back with the right hand. Each man able to land an uppercut. Good defense upstairs to stay away from that offensive assault. Good defense just covering up down low. We come to the end of this round. Alongside Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore. Boy, it's a very closely contested fight, isn't it?
Yeah, it has been, Joe, but it's going to be up now to the judges. Hopefully they have their eyes wide open, because they're going to have to look really closely, not just at the action overall, but who's landed the cleaner, more effective punches.
Don't let him breathe. He's hurt. Get him in this round. Let's get on that swelling. Get the compress off.
Here we are at the start of another round. A round that could simply add on to a new direction and a new course that this fight has taken. I really liked what he was able to do in that last round. Now, he's behind on the scorecard, but you get the sense that the momentum is starting to roll his way.
Well, you get the sense that it's starting to become his kind of fight now.
Good block by Chavez. A little head hunting right back to it. Wow, great action right from the start. Hey, I don't know that they can keep up this pace, but if they do, what a night we got ahead of us.
Yeah, we're getting tired just watching this early part.
Good block there by Chavez. Blocks the headshot. What a great job. He gave one right back in return. Nice work by Julio Cesar Chavez. Chavez is fighting real smart here on the outside. Chavez's opponent is saying to himself, I can't believe this. Every time this guy throws, it seems like he lands. He's very judicious with his work.
Yeah, and that's not by accident. You know, that's his temperament. He has that kind of temperament. If you went out with the guy, you talk to the guy, you know, he thinks before he says things. He doesn't just, you know, let his mouth go. He doesn't just let his hands go. He lets them go when he thinks he should.
Manny able to block that. Chavez's cut is on the cheek, and you can see that it's bothering him a bit right now. That's something we'll keep our eye on. He got hit right there, but he also gave one. Solid effort by Julio Cesar Chavez. Nice block by Chavez. Able to defend and then go on the offensive. As that round comes to an end, it gives us a moment to kind of reflect on this overall fight. And Teddy, my thoughts are pretty clear cut. This is the kind of fight that just takes on a personality of its own. This is an all-out war.
Yeah, this is kind of like watching a guy who's not on a budget. You know, he's spending with both hands. You know, when he goes home, he's going to have no money in his pockets. And when this fight is over, these guys are going to have nothing left in the gas tank, and it's probably not going to a decision.
And we are back underway. Another round in a fight that's been very entertaining, but I wouldn't want to be a judge. This is one of those fights that could go either way. Blocks that punch. And Chavez able to get rid of that punch from his opponent. Pulls the trigger right away with the left hand after getting tagged himself. counter with an uppercut. Chavez is in a real tough spot now. There's no doubt about it that the eye has worsened. That cut is really looking ugly right here. What does he have to think about right now? Is it time to just take the realization that, hey, this fight could end at any moment?
Yeah, well, there's two things to that. First of all, the cutman's done his job. He's put the coagulants in there. Now he has to give them time to work. He's got to be elusive. He can't get hit on it for a little while. But also, he has to find a way for offense to stem the tide, to keep the opponent from just walking right in.
Dismisses his opponent's headshot. It's been 2 minutes of non-stop action. Now the final minute has arrived. Wow, just sit back and enjoy this one. You can tell both guys are so determined to give everything they have here tonight.
So it's like the first time you heard Ray Charles sing God Bless America. You knew it was special. You knew you hadn't heard it before. I haven't seen anything like this before.
He is hurt and he's playing keep away now.
He needs to stay away.
He missed with that head. Oh, and there you go. Chavez is stunned and he is hurt. I don't know what was said to him in the corner, but now he's the busier man.
Yeah, he's aware that he has to be.
So we come to the end of the round. And clearly a confidence booster for this man. He got to his opponent. He was able to stun him. Teddy, when a fighter comes back after doing what he just did, do you see them almost light up, like get a little boost of energy because of that?
Yeah, it does build your confidence a little bit. You know, it makes you feel more secure. I can control this man. I had my way.
All right. Let's work on that cut. We'll take care of the swelling. Just focus on the fight, and we'll take care of it.
So here we are, a new round underway, and in that last round, he got tagged. He got hit pretty hard, Teddy.
Yeah, he did. He got caught. But now the first thing is, we all know he got caught, but why did he get caught? He has to be able to decipher that in his head. He has to be able to have the answer to that so it doesn't happen again.
Blocks that punch. Parries that punch intended for the head. Good block by Julio Cesar Chavez. Covers up nicely, gets rid of his opponent's body shot. Chavez's cheek is cut. You can see it's opening up now. Boy, that could be a factor later on. You can see he's trying to score up top, but off the mark there. Chavez is just not able to do what he wants to do right now. He seems like he's just been in a funk since he got tagged earlier.
Well, you heard the saying, you know, having bats in your belfry. Well, he's got some birds twerping a little bit in his head right now, making those tunes, and a fighter doesn't need those.
Neither man slowing down as we have 60 seconds to go in this round. Not what he was looking for. That's a miss right there by Julio Cesar Chavez. Keeps his hands up defensively, protecting the head. Nice work, great technique. The combo lands. Wow, Teddy, he's got some great hand speed there. That combination was an example of it.
Yeah, it was. You know, not a lot of power, not a lot of pop with it, but boy, it catches your attention. And you know what? That kind of speed can intimidate a guy and keep his opponent maybe from moving his hands later on.
Returning fire, well done by Manny Pacquiao. The end to another very entertaining round in what has been a very entertaining fight. A fight where there's just bad intentions. The fight that just doesn't have the feel of a fight that's going to be a decision win for somebody. Looks like somebody's going to get stopped.
Right from the beginning, they've been fighting with desperation. Like going the decision, as you just touched on, has not been in their minds at all.
The start to the 11th round. How about a return to sender with the left hand? Defensive skill with the block by Julio Cesar Chavez. Nice block by Chavez. He returns the favor with a right hand of his own. Firing off the uppercuts. Great exchange. Very nice defensive guard there. Great fight. I mean, just a great fight. Both guys giving their all back and forth.
It doesn't get much better.
Off target with that hook. A minute to go in what has been a memorable round. Great stuff from these two. Good job protecting himself. And now he's acting like a fighter, coming back with the right hand after getting scored upon. Chavez's movement's really helping him out, avoiding that punch. And Chavez able to get rid of that punch from his opponent. Oh, that's good stuff. Firing right back with one of his own. Good work by Manny Pacquiao. End of the round here. Joe and Teddy with you ringside. It's turning out to be a very good fight because it's very competitive. It's one of those fights that's really hard to score.
Yeah, it is hard to score. It's going to be up to the judges now. Hopefully, they've been watching the way they need to watch, and they're competent enough to make sure that it's not just a matter of who's throwing, but, you know, who's really landing.
Smart. You got this. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of the cut.
Back to action here at the start of this round, which is just part of what has been a very evenly fought fight. One of those fights that's going to be very hard to score. right hand after getting tagged like that. What a great job. He gave one right back in return. Nice work by Julio Cesar Chavez. Blocks the headshot. Good block by Chavez. Oh! Chavez is stunned, unable to handle that combination. He is down on the canvas. He rises to his feet, but now some questions to be answered.
Well, the old-timers would say you've never seen a fighter test it till they've been on the floor. Going down is one part. When you get up, what do you do? Not just get up. What do you do now?
What a good counterpunch by Chavez. 1 minute to go in this round. Neither man has decided to slow down at all. Oh, boy, what a round. Nothing there on the punch by Chavez.
Chavez's punches just don't have that snap to them. And if you look at his overall ring movement, he doesn't seem that sharp. I think he's starting to tire at this point.
You know, Joe, it's an interesting thing. A lot of times you think guys aren't in shape when you see that. But he came in a little bit lower than he had been in his previous fights. I think he might have left it in the gym. I think this is a case where maybe he overdid it. He overtrained a bit. And right now it's showing.
Staying away from those headshots with his defense up top. Oh, Chavez's legs look shaky. He was hurt.
Come on now, keep busy.
Late goings here of this round, and he goes down. Can he survive it? And we send it up to the ring at the end of this fight to hear what the judges had to say. Manny Pacquiao's your winner by unanimous decision. All three judges giving it to him.
I didn't agree with the judges completely, but they got the right guy winning.
For Teddy Atlas, I'm Joe Tessitore saying thanks for being with us.